Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over my top 5 Mafex figures of 2024. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector.
And if you like my content, please consider subscribing.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is our 4th day of our top 5 figures lists that we're doing. We're doing 5 of these lists. We did G.I. Joe Classified series on Monday. We did Star Wars Black Series Tuesday. We did Marvel Legends yesterday. And today we're going to be turning our attention to some of the higher end collectibles with Mafex. And that's going to leave another higher end collectible company tomorrow. And no, it's not Hot Toys, because I've only bought one Hot Toys figure probably in like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. So yeah, that's it. So today we're going to be focusing on Mafex. Mafex has had a beautiful year of releases. Some of the best releases in a long time. And they've been focusing heavily on Batman and some like classic Marvel characters. And so we're going to head over to the review space right now and see which ones made my top 5 Mafex figures of 2024. All right, coming in at number 5 is going to be the big beefy boy himself, Bane. This figure is absolutely insane. I was not going to get this guy, but then I started seeing everybody's pose videos and pose pictures, and this guy is just phenomenal. He just moves so well to be so big and heavy and bulky. All the hands that he comes with, all of the stuff he can, that he has that sort of like help him to emote, whether it's the tilt of his head, because of the, you can't really see emotion in his eyes, or the, sort of like the facial expression. But this guy is just perfect. He is classic Batman Bane through and through. Not only a great representation of Bane through Nightfall, but also Bane from just, other classic Batman comics. If you're a Batman fan and you're building out your Batman shelf from Mafex, this figure has got to be on your list, and that's why he's on my list at number 5. Could have been higher, but that's the place he is. Number 5 is Bane. Taking a break from the comic book style characters is going to be a live action version character here. We're going to go with the strike suit Captain America from Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is like one of my top 3 favorite comic book movies of all time. And of course, Chris Evans' portrayal of Captain America is one of my favorite on-screen comic book characters of all time. And this version of him with the strike suit is just amazing. I don't know if Mafex has made one of these before, if this is an updated version, but I got the new version. Yes, the shield is finicky. I'm probably going to do the magnet mod here probably in after the new year, but this version, everything he comes with, all the hands, the different shields, the different head sculpts, the mask, the unmask with this helmet off, it's just, there's so much to love about this particular release. And on top of that, he's got great shelf presence. This is like a little miniature Hot Toys figure in like, 12th scale, like 6-inch form. This figure is perfection, and that is why he's number 4 on my list. The only person that can beat out Captain America on the list is, of course, Captain America himself, this time going for that more traditional comic book accurate classic Captain America. This figure really could be number 1 on my list. No doubt about it. This is quite possibly the greatest Captain America action figure ever made. And I am regretting not reviewing this guy in 2024. I am probably going to rectify that in the new year and just get around to some of the lost gems of 24 figures that I should have did a review for, but didn't. But hear me now. This is the greatest Captain America classic Captain America figure ever made, and that is why he is so high up on my list. Could have easily been number 2 or number 1, but here he is at number 3. any top toy list of the year that I create has to have a Batman figure on it. And this year, Mafex knocked it out of the park with the Nightfall Batman. Now, I initially skipped on this figure because when I saw it solicited, they had the spiky shoulder pads on the figure, and I didn't know that he came with a completely separate little plastic piece for the shoulders where you could remove those, because for me, I don't like the little spiky bits. I know it's true to the comic of Nightfall, but I don't really care for that, and I don't like the long ears on Batman. I like the shorter ears, so you get that option as well. And because of that, this makes for me my favorite Batman of all time, and that's the classic blue, gray, and yellow combo. This, like the classic Cap, might be the greatest classic Batman, Detective Comics Batman, that we have ever gotten. The cape is beautiful. It's perfectly weighted. The wire is the perfect gauge. All of the accessories and hands and heads and everything that he comes with just make this a completely perfect package. This is one of the greatest Batman figures ever made, and that is why he is so high up on my list this year. So if Batman is not number one on the list, who is? Well, I've been trying to give you a clue this whole time with the background, and that is going to be classic Daredevil. This figure is pure perfection, and like classic Cap and like Nightfall Batman, this is quite possibly the greatest Daredevil action figure ever made. It is going to completely consume your life when you get this guy. He moves as smoothly and poses as beautifully as any Mafex Spider-Man figure ever made. He is the exact right build for this character. You know, beefier than Spider-Man, but not as beefy as, like, say, Cap. He's the perfect weight. The hands, the baton versions, the head versions. Literally the only thing missing from this guy is an unmasked Matt Murdock head. And, you know, honestly, I would have sacrificed one of the 3 heads that they give us to get one, but I'm just going to get one off eBay, paint it up myself. But this figure is pure perfection, and this is what is this figure and the classic Cap are going to influence a lot of what I want for my list in 2025. So let's get back over to the camera and talk about what I want from 2025. All right, so I really hope some of your favorite Mafex figures made it to my list. You can see that there were a lot of, Batman and Daredevil, because that's what I like. Those are the characters that I like. You can see that there's a lot of classic designs in there. And so that's going to lead me to what am I looking forward to from Mafex in 2025? Well, I'm going to be looking for some more of those classic designs. And first off, we're going to start off with the Incredible Hulk. Man, I really want this figure. I want a really good classic Incredible Hulk in that Mafex posability. I could see that he'd be bigger and bulkier than Bane that we got this year. But I really want that classic comic book style Hulk. I think that would be absolutely fantastic and look so great on my shelf, and maybe we even go with some soft goods pants on that. I think that might be the way to go. But yeah, this version of the Hulk, that's what I'm looking for in 2025. Number 4 on my list is going to be the Henry Cavill Superman. I think it's time that we get an updated version. I think this is probably coming because Mafex seems to be going back to the Zack Snyder's Batman trilogy. They seem to be going, we've seen that they're going to be giving us an updated Nightmare Batman. They just give us the fantastic updated Ben Affleck Batman. So they're really going back to this. They're going to be doing the Joker from the Justice League end credit scene that was filmed new for Zack Snyder's version. So I think it's time that they go back and give us a more accurate version of Henry Cavill Superman. Yes, we do have James Gunn's Superman coming out. And hey, if you're watching this on Thursday, the trailer debuts tonight around 6 or so Eastern time. So we're going to get a good look at what the new David Corenswet, I don't know how to pronounce his name yet, how the new version of Superman's going to look. No doubt Mafex will be giving us a version of that as well. But I think it's time that we go back to this and like update it, give him a little more like better proportions, more muscular body, and maybe update the head sculpt a little bit. And I would definitely take it because this figure was great. But I think we need a better one. Number 3 on my list is going to be a very classic version of Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is like my second favorite Marvel character of all time. I absolutely love this guy, and I think it's time that we get one in that very classic comic book style. There's so much they could do here, so many different versions of heads that they could give us. You know, a bendy wire tail would be absolutely perfect. Maybe 2 tails, maybe one that's bendy wire, maybe one that's like opposed tail, I think would be cool. Maybe some like really cool like translucent BAMF effect that go behind him. I love Nightcrawler. He's one of my favorites, and I think that Mafex would do a bang-up job on a classic comic book style Nightcrawler figure. Shifting over to number 2 is going to be my number 1 favorite X-Men character of all time, and that is going to be Colossus. I love Colossus. I love getting Colossus action figures, and if Mafex were to give us a Colossus figure in that same style as Bane that we got this year, gosh, that would be incredible. It would be amazing. It would be so amazing, and I would super love it. That would be incredible. So yes, definitely. I'm really hoping that Mafex focuses in on more of these like classic X-Men characters and give us this old school style. I'll even take like the Jim Lee era. Like give me the Jim Lee Colossus. I'll take that for sure. But yeah, we got to add old Peter into the mix. That leaves number 1. So my number 1 most wanted figure for 2025 is going to be classic Punisher in the classic comic book styling. I need this to go with my classic Spider-Man, my classic brown and yellow suit Wolverine, and my classic Daredevil, who, you saw how he fared in the list this year, and I need Frank Castle to go along with it. There is so much they could do with this character, so many heads, so many hands, so many weapons. They could really kit this guy out, but this is the version. I would even be okay if there was some slight like bluing to his, airbrushing of his suit to where it's not all black. I think that would be amazing. And, there's potential for repaints down the road. So that is why Frank Castle's Punisher would be my number 1 most wanted figure from Mafex in 2025. So what did you think of my list? What did you think of my picks for 24? What do you think of my wants for 25? Let me know in the comments down below which Mafex figures were your favorites from 24 and what are you looking for from Mafex in 2025? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector, Mark, and I'll see you in the toy aisles. And happy holidays.